the little boy's plate, which he grabbed back with a squeal. "Hello to you, too." Nick tossed out his greeting, half amused and half annoyed at the way Kat bounced into a room already running on 5 cylinders. Kat blew a damp curl off her forehead. "Hi, Nick. Sorry I'm late." "Oh, thanks, Rochelle." She took the bowl of hot noodles Rochelle handed her. "What goes on top?" She peeked under the lid of the pot. "Is this that jar stuff?" Do you mind if I add some veggies?" Kat got up and headed for the kitchen. "I'll be just a minute." Rochelle frowned at Nick. "What's wrong with spaghetti sauce?" "Don't mind Kat," he murmured. "She's got her own ideas about food. Vegetables. Lots of vegetables." "Yeah, but on spaghetti?" Nick shrugged. He should have warned Rochelle about Kat's food issues when she offered to cook her first meal for them tonight. But with 4 unrelated adults sharing an apartment, they all had to get used to each other's cooking, didn't they? And frankly, he'd been grateful their newest apartment mate had offered to cook supper, because he was a little nervous about the meeting at SouledOut Community Church tonight. He glanced at his watch. In just a little more than an hour. This was the meeting where his name was going to be proposed to the congregation as a paid pastoral intern, a requirement to complete his seminary studies at CCU. And he wasn't even a member. Not yet, anyway, though he'd do it in a heartbeat. But everything had happened so fast after the death of SouledOut's beloved co-pastor, Pastor Clark. "Veggies coming up." Kat breezed back into the dining nook, holding a sizzling frying pan. She spooned out a generous helping on her spaghetti noodles and then looked around the table. "There's more. Anyone else?" Connie turned up his nose. "Yuck. I like my noodles bald." But between the 3 adults, the stir-fry vegetables disappeared, and Kat and Nick cleared off the table. The general agreement being that the non-cooks on any given night did the dishes. "Can we let the dishes air dry?" Nick asked, sticking the last of the leftover pasta in the fridge as Kat ran hot soapy water in the sink. "I'd like to get to the church early." He looked at Kat hopefully. "You going to the meeting?" "Who, me?" She whacked him playfully with a dish towel. "Would I miss my first opportunity to call you Pastor Nicky?" Nick groaned. Knowing Kat, she just might. In public. But as the 2 friends turned out the kitchen light, dishes in the drainer with a clean dish towel over them, and got ready to leave, Nick was tackled by 42 inches of boy, nearly making him lose his balance. "I want Nick to put me to bed." Sprawled on the floor, Connie hung on to Nick's legs as his mother tapped her foot. Nick reached down and pried the little boy's arms off his ankles. "Hey, buddy, I can't tonight. Miss Kat and I gotta go to church." Connie scrambled to his feet, crossed his arms, and screwed up his face into a pout. "Church? It ain't Sunday." Rochelle rolled her eyes and wrestled Connie toward the bathroom. "Sorry, Nick. You guys just go. He'll be fine." "No!" Connie yelled as the bathroom door slammed behind them. Kat laughed. "We're out of here." She grabbed Nick by the hand, and the 2 scurried down the stairs of the 3-flat and out onto the street. "Phew, I think you've got a new appendage, my friend." Nick grunted. My friend. He'd like to be more than that, though he'd never told her so. He wished Kat would keep holding his hand, but she let go as soon as they got outside and walked 2 steps ahead of him, chatting away about... what? He wasn't listening. This was the first time he'd been alone with Kat in days, maybe weeks, ever since they'd moved into the Chicago neighborhood of Rogers Park. It had always been the 4 of them from CCU. Kat, Brigida, Olivia, and Nick, or some combination. But Olivia had moved back home, Bree was at work, and Rochelle was back at the apartment putting Connie to bed. Now,